Hi everybody, welcome very much to the channel. Today let's talk about Sun in Leo, Moon in Sagittarius. Leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Sun in Leo means that we are acting, expressing, and envisioning in fixed, stubborn, and consistent ways when it comes to attention, validation, pleasure, uniqueness, and individuality. With the moon in Sagittarius, it means that we are reacting and responding in more scattered, more mutable, and sociable ways about our feelings and emotions that derive or have something to do with creativity, imaginations, illusions, visions, wisdom, knowledge, and spirituality in general. This alignment is a trine, a gift between the sun and the moon, between actions, expressions, and visions, and feelings, emotions, reactions, and responses. So there is a gift for us to express and see in more consistent or stubborn ways our most mutable and sociable feelings and emotions and attractions that have something to do with spirituality, wisdom, knowledge, and a key word of Sagittarius, freedom. Also, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so we are reacting and responding a bit more to our externalization, others' externalization, and just external examples that make us think, feel, or reflect about our own wisdom and knowledge, about our own expansion, about our own ways and capability to travel physically, mentally, or spiritually. This trine can help us feel more free, feel more scattered, or feel more inspired when it's about expressing in a consistent, fixed, or stubborn way things that you like to pay attention to or that you like to receive attention from, things that you like to entertain or things that you like to be entertained by, your personal values, your personal perspectives, and your own uniqueness and individuality when it's about to be expressive or active in a consistent way. Also, we have a gift to be seen in a more trustworthy, in a more consistent or stubborn perspective when it's about sharing spiritual perspectives, sharing beliefs, sharing imaginations, spiritual backgrounds, spirituality in general, or spiritual belief systems. There is also a gift to be attracted to your or others' scatteredness and lostness in a way that you can even sacrifice yourself, or you can be around people that are sacrificing their own uniqueness and individuality, their own fixed visions and values when it comes to entertainment and attention, just to feel connected, just to feel a part of something, just to have some faith, just to have some connection and some spiritual crutches. This gift also helps us and others bring a lighter light, a smoother approach, and a more wise perspective to our own and others' fixed and consistent spiritual and creative actions, visions, and expressions. This gift also makes it easier for us to see in ourselves and others wisdom and knowledge in ways that we didn't see before, or in magnitudes or in areas that we didn't see before. Most importantly, it's about you having a more faithful, creative, and spiritual about yourself, your uniqueness, your individuality, and when you imagine or actually are expressing, or when we imagine yourself expressing your visions, your uniqueness and individuality, your own ability to see things in the world and the unique way you do so. So, when we're in that process of doing that or imagining that, today there is a gift for us to feel more giddy, to feel more uplifted, to feel more creative, spiritual, with more purpose. But if you are too worrying and too responsive to external factors, you might be feeling cringe or silly or like you have no value or purpose, having a unique way to express, act, and envision yourself and the world. But in the end of the day, this is a fire trine, a grand fire trine, because Saturn is in Aries as well. but that will be for a bit later into the video. But this fire trine is great for good energies, good vibes, creativity, spirituality, expression, connecting with people that want or are being creative already, connecting with different perspectives from yourself and others, while having a sense an action of consistency and safety from the Sun in Leo, and the feeling of progress, movement, and freedom from the Moon in Sagittarius. I took a tarot card for today's energy, for this alignment, and the tarot card for Sun in Leo, Moon in Sagittarius is Mercury the Magician. This means that today we have the opportunity to transmute anything that we are conscious or aware of. If you have the right intention and a powerful enough intention, you can transmute any emotion, any feeling, and any circumstance into something positive for you. And what's the best way to approach this energy is with the Alpha Dragon from the Dragon Oracle card. This means for us to be active, expressive, and pushing forward our limits and boundaries, but also our visions, uniqueness, and individuality. Now let's take a look at how this fire trine is aligning the rest of the natal chart. We have Mercury in Leo conjuncting the Sun, trining the Moon, so our actions and expressions and visions are easier to be communicated, thought about, and analyzed. And there is a gift between Mercury and the Moon, so there is a gift for us to express and be seen while in a specific spiritual, creative, or wise emotional state. There is a gift to feel scattered, lost, or even disconnected with your own ability or others' ability to communicate, analyze, and socialize in a consistent and sensical way. Then we have Venus in Cancer, fatal attracting the Sun, misunderstanding the Moon. So with Venus in Cancer means that we want to relate, commit, and enjoy in new emotional and spiritual ways. So with the Sun in Leo, we can see better where those ways are or are not, and we can bring more upliftment, more consistency, and more creativity to our own relationships and commitments. But with the Moon in Sagittarius, we misunderstanding the connection and the freedom aspects because the wisdom, the spirituality, the faith, and the purpose is still there. It's just that Venus in Cancer is way more close, way more familiar and connected, and Moon in Sag actually brings freedom and, in many cases, detachment. So the misunderstanding will be coming from there. Also, we have Mars in Virgo, fatal attracting the Sun, squaring the Moon though. So we can bring more uplifting spiritual and creative visions, actions, and expressions to how we organize, obtain structure, security, and privacy in a mutable, scattered, or sociable way when it comes to using or be used by our passions, frustration, anger, and frustration in a way that it affects positive or negatively the mutable and scattered way to obtain security, structure, and profit. Then Mars is squaring the Moon, so we're learning to feel more faithful, to feel more free about our organizing and profitable ways to go about our passions and frustrations, and we're learning how to be more seriously, passionately, and aggressively organized and on time with ourselves in order to avoid scatteredness, reacting and responding to illusions, or to avoid others coming into our space to make us react to their own illusions and to their own imaginations, and then we'll give our profit to them, spiritually speaking. After that, we have Jupiter in Cancer, fatal attracting the Sun and conjuncting the Moon. So we are expanding and obtaining wisdom and knowledge in new emotional, familiar, comfortable, and spiritual ways. So we can bring fresh emotions, fresh purpose, and fresh wisdom to our actions, expressions, and visions that are more fixed, creative, and unique. But we are misunderstanding feelings of freedom, feelings of separation and detachment, but we still feel the connection with the purpose and the spirituality. So we might be misunderstanding how us or others are feeling, reacting, responding, and attracting wisdom and knowledge and ways to be mutable with their dreams and illusions, while we are being more creative, more initiative, and a bit more insecure and moody about new wisdom and knowledge and new spiritual purposes. Then we have Saturn in Aries, running the sun and the moon. So we have a gift to bring more fixed actions and expressions to new realities, limits and boundaries derived from personality, frustration, or motivation. And they have a gift to feel more free, more excited, more scattered, or more detached about new realities, about new worlds and associations that come from more personal, unique, passionate, or frustrated places from us or around us. Then we have Uranus in Gemini, sextiling the sun and opposing the moon. So you have an opportunity to bring more fixed actions and perspectives that are also unique and more entertaining to how us and the world are changing into a more communicative, more logical, mutable, scattered, cold, and detached way. And we are feeling opposed or balanced by this change, by these perspectives of change, by this rebelliousness and opposition waves in more mutable and fresh ways to think, communicate, and analyze. And we're feeling opposed because we're feeling the need to be spiritual, to have purpose, to have faith, to have imagination, to have a better vision about the future. But Uranus in Gemini can bring change into yours or others' perspective that's a bit more cold, that doesn't go too far within the imagination or within the faith realm. So you might be the one opposing or being opposed to if you feel the need to be more spiritual, to be more connective, and to be more faithful. But that's exactly where the balance point comes from, because we can feel more balanced because we can see some news or some changes that can make us doom a little bit and or feel scattered or disconnected or more cold or too realistic. But then we have to always have in consideration spirituality and all possibilities, and us acting in your own unique way and envisioning the best situation possible for ourselves and the world around us goes a great way to stop certain doomer things from happening, especially Uranus is in Gemini, so it's not that deep, it's not that personal, it's not that intense. So you just gotta keep your own mind focused on your purpose and in all possibilities that interested you, and you're gonna be all right. Then we have Neptune in Aries, trining the sun, trining the moon. It means we have a gift to act, express, and see in more consistent, unique, profitable, and pleasurable ways about new perspectives, new feelings, and new emotions that come from grand subconscious archetypes. And we have a gift to feel more scattered, more connective, or more easy to associate or to be associated when it comes to wisdom and knowledge about new perspectives that come from grand subconscious archetypes. And lastly but not least, we have Pluto in Aquarius, opposing the sun and sextiling the moon. So that means that we might be opposed or we are opposing the transformation into the new world where everybody will have a more unique mind that can be expressed and associated with, and you can feel smothered if you are too emotional, too sentimental, or too ego and trend based. But actually, that's what's gonna keep things fresh, and that's what's gonna keep things connected to individuality and spirituality. And then you have the opportunity to feel more wise, more connected, scattered, or overwhelmed by this transformation because of the moon in Sagittarius. And it's gonna be everything for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.